Why'd you leave churchy church, man? What happened?
Do you know what? I couldn't even tell you. And I don't, I can't, I question this all the time. It was the lifestyle to begin with. The lifestyle for my personality was too strict. I began to become more and more and more ridden with guilt because I just felt I was constantly failing God, constantly failing my belief. And that went on for like a few years, just kind of like knowing I was basically sending myself to hell. Also, I didn't have any original thought. So all of the thought I had, everything that I had in my head was given to me by another person. My Christianity just became more and more rationalised. Everything became more and more rationalised until the point where Christianity just like undid itself because it wasn't rational anymore. Still kind of going back over things like with religion, like, oh, they've never really thought about that, I still don't even know. Yeah, I wish I knew, I really do. But like, I really actually miss it. I could never go back to it. Or I just couldn't believe it again because I genuinely just, not rebuked it, but I can't even explain how it dissolved, like internally, like the belief just dissolved. Like it's like it would be quite nice to just like everything that ever happened in your life, you could just be like, oh, it's because God wanted it to be. And if it was the way you wanted it to be, you could thank Him. If it wasn't, you could just be like, well, that's for this reason, or I don't need to know the reason because He knows the reason. And losing that is actually like heavy. Recently, I suppose, like I have actually been really, really down in many aspects because of recognising for the first time that enormous part of my life that I can't even tap into anymore.
It definitely removes a huge amount of like safety bumper or whatever, because it's like it's that idea that there is something, that there's the universe is looking out for you, as opposed to
it doesn't give a shit about you. In fact, it can't give a shit about you because it hasn't got that ability to give shit.
Destruction is the thing, right? If good was the thing and we were all getting on together, there wouldn't have been any evolution because there wouldn't be any need to evolve.
Yeah,
because there's nothing
to survive.
There's nothing to best. Like everything, like technology, or advancing, or like striving to be better or more, or to know things, is really just is all kind of to gain an advantage of some sort against nature.
I was reading the Peter Vesselzepp, and he wrote, I think, the Last Testament, and he was like talking about how humans are too evolved now because of our minds, and he was like, he compared it to this idea of like this deer, this old, species of deer, that horns just got larger and larger and larger. They evolved to that point, so they were the strongest deer out of all the other deers. Yet the horns suddenly became so heavy they couldn't fucking get their head off the ground anymore. And then suddenly what was the source of its strength is now the source of its demise. So he was like, the only way that humanity now survives is this weird like counter-evolution, where the thing that we've evolved, we have to try and switch it off. So people numb themselves, people distract themselves, people create a very basic life around them. We will literally like cause our own destruction. Thinking in conjunction with creating, I would say, is the perfect, combination. You can't just think because you will just blow up. And that's why I think the purpose of life is to create, and that could be imagination, that could be dreams, that could be a photograph, that could be anything. But even that, like in the long run, is just like, are we just still creating ourselves like a little wheel?
What was important for me was the idea that thinking's great, but you have to be prepared to act on your thoughts. The infinite, everything's kind of infinite, right? So whatever you do creates some sort of knock-on effect. Our life is too short, right? So we can't comprehend anything. I also think people really overestimate our intelligence too. This area is quite nice. No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's dead nice.
I live just out. I live on Overton Road, so I'm like super close.
Where do you live, Overton?
Overton Road,
What
yeah.
number?
126. And you're on Overton. We're neighbours.
Yeah, I live in 135.
No, you don't.
What's yours?
Oh, you're next opposite me then. 125.
No, you're a bit closer.
I'm 126. Nice to meet you.
See
you around.
See you later.
Okay, let's go.
Alright. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.
2 hours.